Hey guys, Cronus Falls here, and today I am bringing you a guide on the new and improved Masha Led. Now, once one of the worst legendaries in the game, this buff to him has absolutely skyrocketed him into one of the top tier legendary positions. Probably not top 10 or anything, but this guy is a beast. So let's go ahead and go over the build, and then we will get into the skills. First of all, I have him in 2 sets speed and 1 broken set. So with the weapon, we're getting 18% crit rate, 12 accuracy, 9 speed, and 6% HP. On the helmet, we are getting 10 accuracy, 11% crit rate, and 11 speed. On the shield, 16% crit rate, 6% crit damage, 10% defense, and 11 resistance. On the gloves, we have crit damage gloves, 5 stars for 65%. We are getting 16% crit rate, 6 speed, and 18 accuracy. On the chest, 6-star attack. We're getting 7 speed, 17% defense, and 20% crit rate, which is very nice. And finally, on the boots, we are getting 23 accuracy, 13% crit damage, and 11% HP. On the ring, we're going attack ring, 5-star. So we've only got it up to 12, but we are getting 12% HP, 12% attack, and 6% defense off of this. 6-star crit damage amulet, we're getting 40% crit damage from that, 30 accuracy, and some HP defense and attack. And finally, 6-star accuracy banner, so 96 accuracy, 8% defense, 8% attack, and 7% HP. So total stats here, we're looking at about 35k HP, a little over 3,500 attack, about 1900 defense, 210 speed, 101 crit rate, 205 crit damage, and 259 accuracy. So we're looking pretty darn good in that build there. Now let's go over the skills that have really brought him up. So the A1 attacks one enemy, heals this champion by 30% of the damage inflicted. So built-in lifesteal there will then attack enemies under leech debuffs. So that's very cool because his tornado ability here places a 30% increased speed and 30% increased crit damage buff on all allies for 2 turns. This is very cool. It's going to make all of his allies faster, hit harder, including himself. And he places a true fear and a leech debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. So the leech lets him do AoE attacks with his A1. True fear is CC. And it grants an extra turn. Absolutely insane. Then we go into the A3 open wounds. Attacks one enemy, has an 80% chance of stealing all buffs from the target before attacking. So that's already good, because that books up to 100% chance to steal all the buffs. And it's before attacking, so he does that and then hits. So if they have an increased defense, a shield, anything like that, he takes it before hitting, which is very nice. Places a 100% heal reduction debuff for 2 turns. So that's good for like Fire Knight or even Arena. There's a lot of healers out there. Also places 2 15% continuous heal buffs on this champion for 3 turns. That is bad Alcazar territory. Only on himself, obviously, but wrap that in with a very strong hit. It is absolutely crazy. And damage increases by 50% against targets that have no buffs, so as long as they did not resist you stealing their buffs, you get an extra 50% damage. Absolutely insane. This guy is an attack champion, so that is on a 3-turn cooldown. I forgot to mention, this tornado ability is also on a 3-turn cooldown, but it grants an extra turn. So basically, you do the tornado, you attack, and then you get 1 more attack in, and then it's back up. So, I mean, really, there's only 1 turn in between him using this, which is just insane. And the aura here increases ally attack in dungeons by 34%. That is okay. You don't typically use attack auras in dungeons, but, you know, it's fine. And let's go ahead. Let's look at how I skilled him, first of all. I got really lucky with the skill books, so I managed to get the cooldown on the A3 and the A2 before finishing the A1. Now, if this hits super hard, I might go back in here and pay the extra 3 books to get 30% more damage on this. But for the moment, I don't plan on it. Legendary books are very valuable. So let's look at the masteries I've got him in here. So I came down here, I've got him in crit rate, crit damage, coming down here to single out. So damage inflicted to targets with less than 40% HP. That one's not super important. Bring it down, increases damage inflicted by 6% when attacking targets with higher max HP. So in dungeons, this is going to be pretty much everything. Methodical, the reason I took this, what it does is increases the damage inflicted by this champion's default skill by 2% each time it's used during a battle. Stacks across each round in battle up to 10%. He's going to be using that A1 a lot. It's got the AoE on it, which is very cool. So that's why I went with it. And then the kill streak ability increases damage by 6% in arena and 3% in all other locations for each enemy killed by this champion in battle. Very good, making him hit harder. And finally, I went into Helm Smasher, which gives a 50% chance of ignoring 25% of the target's defense. So this can just help him hit insanely hard. This is going to be very good for arena. Now, there would also be an argument, instead of this build, this is what I decided to do with him, but I could easily see you coming down here, grabbing the Keen Strike and the Shield Breaker, coming into Whirlwind of Death and Ruthless Ambush, down into Cycle of Violence and Wrath of the Slain. I mean, that would all be really good. Get into Blood Shield here, and maybe either come down into Helm Smasher or Flawless Execution. That would also be a very strong mastery build for him. This is just what I decided to do off the cuff. And then on the support side, I've got him coming into Pinpoint Accuracy. And the reason I didn't do that, by the way, is because I wanted to build more into the support tree, so I just wanted solid single abilities coming through here. So I got the accuracy, got more on charged focus. Exalt Death heals him by 10% of his max HP each time an enemy is killed in each round. Didn't really care about that. What I actually wanted was Rapid Response, which has a 30% chance of increasing turn meter by 10% when a buff cast by him is removed or expired. Obviously, he casts a lot of buffs. So I took this in order to get down to here and then back into Lore of Steel. That way I get some extra speed out of those speed sets he's in. Then we're coming down to Arcane Celerity to increase his turn meter when debuffs expire. Evil Eye to decrease turn meter. So I'm actually really interested to see how this works with his A1, because it's not technically an AoE, so he might actually decrease everyone's turn meter by 20%. We'll have to see. And finally, Master Hexer to extend his Leech debuff. Now, this does not work on the Fear or True Fear, but it will work on the Leech. I just didn't really have anything else down here that I wanted. He doesn't need Sniper, doesn't need Spirit Haste. Lasting Gifts actually might be a way to go, though. I hadn't thought of that, but yeah. Going forward, what I might do is, instead of taking this Lord of Steel, come down into a Cycle of Magic and go into Lasting Gifts. But I'm actually going to be changing up his build later in the video, so I will do that. Let's go ahead and go on here. So first impressions as a campaign farmer, let's see how he does. I think he'll do pretty good, but who knows. Let's take my Bellower out here. Got Masha Led. Alrighty, so his aura does not affect him in this battle, but since he has an aura, at least you won't get that pop-up. So let's see here. We're gonna come in, gonna do the A2, and he goes A3 into the A1, okay. Very nice, he one-shot everyone. Again. And boom, okay, so 14-second farm, that's very good. He one-shot everyone, which is perfect. So Masha Led can get you a 14-second farm, maybe a little bit faster, but I doubt it. I don't know, maybe if you built enough crit damage, he would just prioritize the A1, not sure. But still very cool, that means that he is a viable farmer. So let's go ahead and check him out in dungeons now. Let's see, what do we want to do first here? Let's go into Ice Golem. And I'm probably not going to use my normal free-to-play team just because this guy is a legendary and I don't want this run to take too long. So let's see, what do we want to get in here? I might as well put Masha Led as my lead because I'm going to be taking Apothecary out. Miscreated Monsters coming in. Arbiter is going to come in. And instead of you, who do we want? See, I don't really want to bring Rotos in here because he's just going to kind of steal the show. So I think I'll go with like a Tyrell. Where is he here? Let's go ahead, filter by rank. Tyrell, there you are. Okay, so this is pretty good. We've got an AoE decreased defense on 2 people. We've got some CC here and here, some turn meter boost, and some speed boost. Now the cool thing with him is he's giving us the speed boost that Apothecary would normally give me, and he's giving CC, so I don't even really feel like I need Miscreated Monster, but with both of them together, it's going to be crazy. So let's see how this goes. Come into the first wave here. He's going to go ahead and speed us up right here. He's going to take an extra turn. Boom, 84,000. That is a huge hit. Very cool. Ooh, 35k on everyone with the A1. He's going to be coming around again with that here. Oh, we got the A3 actually. So I feel like the A3 is actually slowing him down a little bit on this. He could be actually wiping people out if he was just using the A1. Alright, so we're going to be through the first wave in 30 seconds, on to the next one. And the cool thing with his A3 here, actually, in Ice Golem, is if they do get the reflect damage up, he will steal it. He's got his healing going. Let's see if we can get those True Fears out there. We did. Very good. Tyrell put this one to sleep, which is cool, so we're only worried about this one coming out with the Shriek. He's stunned. We got Fear on this guy. He's going to go down anyways, it looks like. Boom, boom, 50k on an A1, absolutely insane. We've got the decreased defense up, we've got heal reduction, which doesn't matter here. Man, we are just plowing through this. We're 1 minute at the boss. He's keeping us moving quick. He's keeping fear on these guys, so the ads have a 50% chance of not being able to take their turn. And the Miscreated Monster could also potentially stun them. I don't know, man. This guy's kind of crazy. 145k about, it looked like, on that attack. Just very good. Very strong showing. 63k. I believe that was his A1 as well. And with that increased crit damage, that's why everyone's hitting so hard. Because he's not only like 96k there. He's not the only one hitting that hard. Like my Miscreated Monster on his A2 just a moment ago hit for, it looked like, over 50k because of that increased crit damage. Boom, that was 40k there. This is just absolutely nuts. And they're getting healing, not that they need it, because no one's ever taken a turn. Alright. I am loving this guy so far. Definitely top tier. He will be replacing Apothecary for me in my main build. So I think this would be going even faster if I had Rotos in here instead of Tyrell, which is what I would normally be running. Because we'd be blocking these revives. He'd be just stomping the waves. Very cool. Alright, so this is just going to continue for probably another minute or so. So I'm going to cut to the end of the fight and we'll see how we did. Alrighty, so definitely not a speed run by any stretch of the imagination. But 4 minutes, 18 seconds is not bad. If I had Rotos in there, I imagine it would be just insanely faster. But let's go ahead and go on to the next one. So we know he's definitely viable in Ice Golem. Now we're going to check him out in Dragon's Lair. So Dragon's Lair, I've got my main team here. I'm going to just go ahead and... what do we want to do here? We've got Reliquary Tender looking good. Maybe I just throw him in for Apothecary? Could be. You know what? Like I said, I'm just going to go for a solid team here. So I'm going to go ahead and take you out. I'm going to throw you in. And I think we'll be looking pretty good with that. Maybe I should have even put Kale in instead of the Frozen Banshee just to make the waves go a little bit faster. But the cool thing about his A2 here is he doesn't have to hit anyone to apply that stuff. So even though he's weak on this stage, he's not going to be missing those True Fears, which means he'll be a great CC. The only thing I'm worried about here is he is green affinity, so that's going to happen to him. But he has so much lifesteal and just natural healing in his kit that I think he'll be okay. As long as he doesn't get one shot. There we go. Just doing tons of damage. He's back up to full health. And everyone else can get healing off of this as well. We're just getting crazy CC coming out here. We've got the fears. We've got the freezes. We're moving very quickly. So yeah, I think basically what he's going to do for me is he's going to come in here to my main dungeon teams and he is going to replace Apothecary, which is very cool. Because he doesn't have a turn meter increase, but the fact that he's still giving me that 30% increased speed on a 3-turn cooldown, which is really like a 2-turn cooldown because it grants an extra turn, He's providing that just fine for me. Arbiter will be my turn meter booster, and I won't miss that 15% because I'm going to be getting so much CC, so much stuff in general. It's going to be crazy. So we're 1 minute 18 into this right now, moving along very well. This would be going even faster if I had chosen my normal team, gotten Miscreated Monster in here, and Rotos. But I do want to keep it a little more free-to-play friendly. I do want it to go kind of quickly, though, so there is a little bit of a balance there. And this guy is a legendary, so I don't feel so bad bringing him in here with a couple higher-end champions and just seeing how it goes. So there we go. We're through the waves, less than 2 minutes, onto the dragon, and here's where Frozen Banshee's going to be doing her work. Basically, all Masha Led's going to be good for here is keeping us moving quick. Also, I guess with that leech, he can keep us healing a little bit more, which is nice. There we go. We're on to the first purple bar. We're going to be busting through that with poisons here in just a second. So no stuns coming out on us. Getting extra damage off of that crit damage as well, which is cool. God, this healing is just absolutely insane. Like, look at that. He's completely back up to full health. He's not running lifesteal or anything, but he has so much sustain in his kit. I feel like the better way to run him for dungeons, actually, is going to be building him kind of defensively and just using him mainly as support, not so much for damage. But he seems to be doing fine in a damage role as well, so, I mean, hell, why not? If he survives, might as well have him coming in here and doing damage. Alright, so we're chunking through it pretty quick. This is going to be about a 3-minute run. A little bit more, maybe like 3:10. But he's going to take a ton of damage from poison right there, and as soon as it comes back around to his turn, he is finished. So that is Dragon 20 with Masha Led. Even though he's off Affinity, he still provides a ton of support for us here. And boom, 313, 312. Loading screen of death. I'm going to go ahead and cut and come back in for the next dungeon. Alright, sorry about that, guys. The game crashed on me there for a second, but we're going to go ahead and get into Fire Knight now. So Fire Knight, he is a good affinity. He doesn't have a multiple hit on his A1 though, which is unfortunate. Basically, I think we're going to just try and cram him in here instead of Rosin. I'm not sure if I'll be able to break the shield properly like that, but we can see. Actually, what might be interesting, since he'll be providing us the speed up buff, I might take Arbiter in here instead. We will be losing some defense though, so I'm not sure if that'll be worth it, but let's see. We're going to come in here, we're going to get Masha Led as our leader, we're going to get Arbiter in here, and let's see how this runs. So luckily we should be getting some nice CC from this, which is cool because Rosin would normally be providing a turn meter decrease across the board for us. But I think True Fear on a 2-turn cooldown is definitely going to do a lot more for us than 1 turn meter reduction on a 6-turn cooldown. So there we go, we're making it through the waves pretty quick here. He's doing a ton of damage, just knocking these guys flat. Very cool. 27 seconds through the first wave, so it looks like we're going to be hitting the Fire Knight in probably about a minute. A3 hitting for about 48k, and that was before the decreased defense came up. There we go, 40k on the A1 now. We are just slamming through these guys. 91k on the Arrow from the A3. And yeah, so it looks like about 55 seconds on these 2 waves. Not bad at all. The real question is just going to be, how effective are we going to be at getting the Fire Knight's turn meter down? So we did manage to make up, actually no, with Apothecary gone, we actually lost another 3 hit down to 2. But there we go, we broke the shield anyways. We didn't manage to get any turn meter reduction, so this is where it might fall apart. It may be that I should have left Apothecary in instead of Arbiter here. But we'll see. We're moving pretty quick, which is cool. We did break it again. We've got the slow on. I'm afraid Coldheart might die here, but even if she does, we should be able to bring her back up with Arbiter when she gets around to it. Yeah, this might not be the best setup. I think we'll be okay. We haven't gotten a leech up on him yet, though, which is not the best situation. If we had a leech up, at least we could be healing. There we go, though. Arbiter bringing us up. We got the heal reduction on him. That's very good. So he's not going to be healing up now. We got a leech on him so we can heal. There we go. Alright, if we could get a Heart Seeker in here, that'd be perfect, but we are not going to. He's going to come back around. Not too bad, though. Now that we've got the slow on, I think we should be okay at actually breaking the turn meter. Oh, Cold Heart, your Heart Seeker always comes off at the worst time. There goes the shield. So, I mean, this is fine. I'm not sure who would be better here. The reason I switched Apothecary for Arbiter is because we're already getting the speed boost, so we can get more turn meter boost from her than we do from Apothecary. I mean, either way, we're getting through this just fine. Just probably a little bit slower run than I would normally have, but that's okay. So, let's see. We still got the speed decrease, which is very good. There's the Heart Seeker. It didn't actually land, though, as far as the turn meter reduction goes, but I think we've got him right here. Just go ahead. Can we finish him off before his turn meter fills? Nope. At least the heal reduction is keeping him at bay. There we go. Armiger finishes him off through the shield. So 3 minutes, 2 seconds. Not the worst time in the world. But I think he can definitely come in here. He's very good for the waves here, as you saw. So you could definitely work a team around with him in it. Maybe if I don't know, didn't have her in, but had Apothecary or maybe even Rosin, something like that. Who knows? He can definitely work here. Now, the one that I'm questioning is Spyder. So I may run this, I may not. Give me a minute here to kind of speculate on what kind of team I think he could run in, and then we will come back in and see how it goes. Alright, so we're going to try this out. He's going to be coming in here and giving us the speed. His aura is not really going to affect us at all because our Cold Heart and Stagnite are the only ones who are doing damage off of attack, but Cold Heart's damage doesn't really scale much off of attack, and I guess it'll help Stagnite. He is built for crit damage, so that should help him hit a little harder. But let's see how this goes. Now, one thing to mention, he is not in War Master, so he won't be doing that much damage to the actual Spyder. In fact, he would probably come in here and do a lot better at lower stages of Spyder, now that I think about it, because he could really help you to clear these Spiderlings with his A1. And look at that. Big hits. So basically, the idea here is between the Armiger and the Cold Heart, we should hopefully be able to keep the turn meter down. Seems to be doing okay so far. The True Fear is really going to help us as far as not letting the Spiders take turns. And he's going to be wiping them out as well. There we go. So we're looking pretty good here. I think Armiger is the one taking the damage for us. He is built for defense, so his HP is the lowest. We definitely need to make sure the Cold Heart's not the one taking these attacks. But yeah, so I mean, so far this is pretty good. If we can get a Heart Seeker out before the Spyder takes his next turn, we will definitely be looking good. Which I think we will here. There we go. 1.4 million just about. We didn't have the increased crit damage on her for that. That could have actually been a really big hit, which would have been nice. But, I mean, this is looking pretty solid. I think this is going to be about a minute 30 farm. And looks like pretty much 100% consistent. I don't see any way that this wouldn't work. So Armiger going to come in here again, drop some more turn meter. Boom. He's still hitting for 91k on the Spiders, so pretty solid even without War Master. I think War Master would be doing like an additional 100 and something k though. But looking very good. The True Fear is definitely helping out. That paired with the stuns from Miscreated Monster means we're not taking a whole lot of hits. As you can see, not a whole lot of poison stacking up on the Armiger, which means he's not getting hit a lot. We're still moving fast because of the speed boost from Masha Led. So more like a 2-minute farm, but still pretty solid. I mean, that's definitely a 100% run. As you can see, he did the second most damage here right beside Cold Heart. So very cool. Masha Led can come into Spyder as well. I think he would be more useful down around the, I don't know, say level 14 range and below. But he can come in here, he can do speed, he can do CC. And putting up the leech actually is helpful because if you don't have a Miscreated Monster, you're going in there with someone who needs to do lifesteal to regain health, and the leech is just going to help him gain even more, so that is very cool. Alrighty, so that is all the dungeons. That is him as a campaign farmer. Now I'm going to try something different. A lot of people are saying he's not going to be good for clan boss. I want to test that out though. I'm running a speed team. He has a speed boost. So I am going to completely rebuild him right now. He's going to come in with a clan boss ready build. And we are going to see what he does in Ultra Nightmare. So we're back in with a new build. I've got him completely decked out in speed gear. So let's go ahead and check it out. We've got a weapon with 28 accuracy, 11 speed. Coming in with a helmet, 37 accuracy, 12% crit rate, 7% attack. Then on the shield, 34 accuracy, 6 speed, 8% crit rate, 8% defense. The gloves, 50% defense with 14% HP and 14 accuracy. The chest plate, we're coming in with 6% crit rate. It's a 60% defense chest. The speed is going to be 18 speed, 14 accuracy. And then on the boots, we've got 45 speed. We're coming in with 23 accuracy, 13% crit damage, and 11% HP. For the jewelry, we switched over to a defense ring with a 20% defense roll as well as 5% HP. Defense amulet with 13% crit damage and some other minor rolls. And then on the banner, it's a defense banner, 338 defense with 10% attack, 8% HP, and 10 speed, 5% defense. Very good. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and glyph this up real quick. So let's see here. If I go to upgrade, we're going to say, okay, I want some more HP percent on that. I want a little bit more defense percent on that. And I don't really feel like spending speed glyphs because as you can see here in his total stats, he's already going 236 speed, which is very good. So we've got him at about 35k HP still, down to 2257 attack, but up to 3727 defense, which is very nice. 236 speed, 46% crit rate, 107 crit damage, and 220 debuff accuracy. So a little aside here, I realized as I was editing that I had not shown his new masteries for his clan boss build, so I just wanted to throw that in here real quick. So I've got him coming in standard clan boss build, crit rate, crit damage, down to War Master down here on the left. And then what I went ahead and did is I got him same start to the build kind of. I've got the Exalted Death, which isn't helping in clan boss, but is getting me over here to rapid response for some turn meter. Got some accuracy from charged focus coming down to arcane celerity for more turn meter. And then I've got cycle of magic to potentially reduce cooldowns on his skills. Coming over to lasting gifts so I can increase that speed buff, which is very nice, as well as the healing on himself and the crit damage. So just all around tons of stuff for him to boost. And then I came down through Lore of Steel to get him some more speed. And finally, Master Hexer to extend that leech, since I am using it as a form of good lifesteal in this run. So that's it for the Masteries, guys. Back to the video. So the idea here, I do not have him in lifesteal, as you'll notice. That is because I am going to see if he can sustain himself between the A1 with lifesteal and the leech debuff that he's going to be placing on the clan boss. And so 3 of my members actually will be coming in without lifesteal gear. So that'll be him. Arbiter as well will not have lifesteal gear. And Rotos does not have lifesteal gear. I did not change the builds up on my Jereg or on my Frozen Banshee. And that's simply because I don't have better gear to put on them. Like, these builds are already pretty great. So we will just be leaving them as is. Also with Jereg, he puts on an ally protect, so I want him to have as much lifesteal as possible so that he can kind of recover from those hits. So the extra 18% will be very nice for him. Let's go ahead and get into a run here. I need to collect a key. Luckily we got one today from the update, so we're going to go into Ultra Nightmare. And he's going to be replacing my Apothecary, so let's go ahead and take him out. Masha Led coming in. So like I said, the team is going to be Jereg lead, Arbiter, Masha led. Then we've got Rotos and Frozen Banshee. Let's see, we're going to go ahead and take it off auto here for the beginning. So what do I want to do? I'm going to go ahead and turn meter boost, get us up there. We're going to get our increased speed and leech going. Oh, I guess we used it on ourselves. There we go. We've got the leech on. Now we're going to come in with the A3 just to get some good hits in. Unfortunately, that does place a heal reduction, which I hadn't really thought about. So that's going to take up one of our debuff slots. But that's okay. We're not too worried about the increased defense yet. Get our poison sensitivity resisted, apparently. and start building up some HP on Rotos here. So it's going to be interesting to see how this changes the synergy of my team, because I haven't been running them in lifesteal for quite a while now as far as my Rotos and Arbiter are concerned. So if they can potentially last a little bit longer due to gaining some extra HP, that would be very good for my team. Let's see what we can do with Rotos here. Boom. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it on auto. We're going to be keeping it going basically just like this, so you won't be missing out on anything. Hopefully Frozen Banshee actually starts getting some poisons up soon, but I will cut into the end of the run and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so we came in at 19.23 million damage. That is a very good run for me, actually. I typically only go about... on auto anyways, I typically only go like 16 million, maybe, with Apothecary in there, so absolutely amazing. He did come in here with the increased crit damage. I think he was definitely boosting Rotos' damage, and the Leech was definitely helping to keep the Arbiter up longer, as well as Rotos topped off and Jareg just healing a little bit more. So yeah, I think he is going to be coming in as a mainstay on my clan boss team for the time being. And that's Masha Led, guys. I mean, with that boost, he is now viable everywhere in the game. An amazing champion. If you had him for a long time, he was a Vault Guardian for you because he was so awful. Rejoice, because he is amazing now. So thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe down below, leave a comment, and join the Discord if you have anything you'd like to suggest or any feedback, any commentary. I always love interacting with you guys, and thanks.